Hello friends, Brandy here with Falcon Healing Arts, and in this video we're talking about the emotional and energetic themes that we're all going to be dealing with for the month of June. And I've gathered these themes through divination techniques that I am sharing with you. I also share tips that will help you move through this transition with greater ease. So this video was recorded live in my Facebook group, Falcon Healing Circle. In there, I also share exclusive content for the group only. So if you are wanting to join us, check out the link in the description below. I hope you enjoy the video. Take care. So messages have been dropping in for a week. At first, I thought this was a lot of personal stuff I had to deal with. Oh, awesome, Jamie. Yes, definitely see the movie. Yeah, so last week, oh my God, I was broken wide open. So there's major personal healing going on. So was obviously getting a lot of messages for myself around that. But then yesterday I was tapping more into the collective and especially for our community. So when I seek guidance, I'm very specific about who I am trying to help and what kind of messages I am receptive to, because I want them to all be something that we can control in a sense, or something that we have solutions for. Because I do not want to add to the fear that is all around us. We can't deny that that's there either, right? But definitely don't want to add to that. So anyway, as I was checking in yesterday, I noticed that there were a lot of similarities to what I was receiving about myself too. And that is really the big theme for this month, is that we all need to be focusing on our personal self-healing. That it is going to happen no matter if you want it to happen or not. Like at this point, there's no choice. And the energy I feel is really dense right now. And I feel like that is working for us. And even the fear that is out there is really grounding if you're feeling it. Not to be too, this might be kind of a vulgar example, but if you're really afraid, that's when you pee your pants or more than that. Like, it's a really dropping down and letting go. And I think many people are getting to that point with what they're seeing around them, but also what they're feeling inside is that you need to be aligning with that dense energy in order to feel what is happening within you as well. And perhaps in a bit I'll share my personal story, but now I'm losing my train of thought because I don't want to share that yet. So let me just continue on here. So yeah, dense energy, we definitely need to feel it. There is no beating around the bush. We can't deny it. We can't avoid it. We cannot ignore it. If we do, because the mind is still very powerful, if we're not allowing to process, then we're just going to be seeing more signs that this is backing up within us, like physically, like not in a good way. So you definitely want to process this as it comes and know that we are doing this together. So I will give you some solutions around that to help release in a moment. So I do want to go in deeper. I pulled some tarot cards yesterday too. I want to tap in to see if there's any messages here in the present, and then I will pull a goddess card for us as well here at the end. But more to say about this grounding energy. It's like the stability of a tree that can withstand so much force from the elements of nature. Huge storms. Even when they catch on fire, the tree is still standing most of the time. And like the roots are still there, and there's going to be regrowth from that. but it's from the roots where that can happen. So we need to root down in order to withstand the storms of what we're going to be experiencing with the healing inside of us. And that is also going to be helping us to deal with the changes that we are inevitably going to be feeling and experiencing in the outside as well. So those who are going to be able to handle that and use it all for good to benefit our lives and the future are those who do this healing work. Those who have these roots and this inner stability. Those who are self-secure, who do not look to others for validity or security, dependency. So we are letting go of all of that. We are becoming independent as we heal and trusting that we have that ability. So yeah, the things that you might feel if you are backing up, obviously constipation, if you are backing up. It could be a clogged lymph system. Okay, I will get into my story a bit here, as I was having a lot of issues with my ears. Today they're fine. Today they're wide open. But each night for months now, as I was going to sleep, my ears would clog. And this was, I knew that it had something to do with my lymph system. I knew I needed to clear it so it wouldn't develop into something serious. But it was also extremely unsettling mentally and emotionally. Because if something were to happen in the middle of the night, I wouldn't be able to hear it. So there were some nights where I had trouble sleeping, and you know how that affects everything. That's downhill. And I needed, so I'm not saying that we all need to do this ourselves. We need to acknowledge that there is something to heal and to initiate it and to be open to it, to allow it to happen. But I did get a lot of help. So I have 2 other spiritual mentors who I was talking to because I knew it was deeper than what I was experiencing physically. But I did have my husband being more worried and saying, you need to go see the doctor. Even though I was like, they're just going to give me antibiotic drops. He's like, just go see the doctor. And then my son was like, don't touch your ears. Don't do anything. Just allow your body to heal. And here I was in the middle, putting on essential oils, putting in hydrogen peroxide, and just alternating a bunch of other things. And it was like this, not really getting better until I talked to one of my spiritual mentors last week. And this is when I had the huge breakthrough that it's more of a parental wounding root. And I cried and I cried and I cried. My ears were clogging during our session. She was saying important things to me and I was like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. And it was like, relax. Okay, I'm hearing you. I'm seeing your lips moving. I'm taking in what you're saying. I understand. So since that point, and I did try making an appointment online and didn't know my password. The system said it sent me the password. It wasn't in my email. And I was like, what the hell? Okay, obviously this is a sign. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to be very diligent about it and also recognize that there's something I'm not hearing. There's something I am not addressing in my life. And I realized it was that parental wound that I am actively healing right now. So anyway, lymph system is clearing. I'm actually more diligent with my diet too. Weight is coming off. It's a huge release. So I am allowing that to happen, but I'm still very open to getting help, but not relying on it completely. So that is the big message there. So cards that I picked, there's a theme here of the number 9, which is about breakthrough. So here we're talking about a healing breakthrough, which leads to an initiation of something bigger, maybe. So it's a completion and then moving toward a new beginning. And so this first card, this is the 9 of Wands. And this is a wounded warrior. think we can all relate to that right now, that we're all feeling like wounded warriors a bit. Women, I know there's a lot of women who are going to be watching this. We can feel like we are empowered when we're fighting something, but that is not natural for women. Like the feminine energy, think of a queen. Does a queen fight like the king or like a knight? No, she's more calm, cool, and collected, and there's an inner power there that doesn't need to lash out. So I'm just thinking of my warrior friends, mostly women, that especially these last 2 years, if you've been fighting for medical freedom and a lot of these other things that have been taken away from us in a sense and are creating tension, that we can be feeling wounded from that. And it's really helpful to step into that divine feminine energy instead. To know that you are learning from this, that you are growing from this, and that you don't need to see something disappear completely in order to start living your life. So this card is teaching how to survive traumatic times by holding your ground. So again, that doesn't mean fighting, holding your ground. Again, we're still talking about roots and their personal roots. You don't need other people to change either in order to feel secure in what you are doing. So let that sink in. That's part of the healing. Others don't need to follow you on your journey. Okay? And this will help you reclaim your spiritual strength, because we're also tapping into, again, this divine support. We're tapping into the divine feminine and the divine masculine too. So feeling it and letting go. And this is a detox. This is what I'm going to be recommending here at the end, is that there is this purging that happens as we are releasing and grounding down. Okay, the second card here, I pulled this one 2 months ago when we first started doing these divination lives. This is the Prince of Swords. So take a look at that. He has this beautiful red cloak with butterflies on it, a compass with the directions, and he's cutting through clouds with his sword. They're supported by 2 crows on the side. So this is a very youthful energy that we need to tap into oftentimes. More of the inner child, but not a young child, more the teen child who is coming of age. And again, he is cutting through the clouds with a sword of truth, is what I was talking about 2 months ago. So this could still be your inner truth that we are talking about. So seeking truth, seeking justice, cutting through the bullshit is how I see it. And this may be cutting through all the BS that, again, we're seeing in the world around us. As you start to heal, it's going to become more and more evident what is not true, what has been misconstrued, how we are being manipulated, and you're just going to be averting your attention from it. Again, you don't even need to fight. If there is a noble cause, you're feeling cause to fight, if that is this inner desire, then yes. But it's not this desperate need to push something away that needs to happen before you can live your life securely. You can still do that on your own. So this Prince of Swords is just reminding us you can cut through all that by doing this healing. And I think we are all going to be opening up our clairs more, especially with telepathy, just like being able to look at the people who we know are aligned with us and being able to communicate that way too. So not needing as many words to really understand what's going on. Still express if you need to, of course, if it's coming from inside, but not necessarily to change other people's minds. Okay, so we are supported by our endeavors, whatever those may be. Remember that you have these spiritual allies that the crows or the ravens in the picture are representing. Not be concerned with other people's opinions and look inside for the truth, not on the outside. Okay, so the next card, again with the number 9, is the 9 of Swords. So this is a very sad card. You're probably already feeling looking at it. It's a woman holding her head in her hands, kneeling in a fetal position in what looks like a prison. So the swords are making bars. Actually, it's just against the wall, but it does look like bars too. And then there's even a web beyond that. So the stickiness. So I know I was talking about this a couple months ago as well, that a huge message that's still around is we're creating our own personal prisons. So that is what you are going to be breaking out of as you are doing this inner healing. There are going to be many who are not up to this. And that hopefully will not prevent you from doing this. Let's just go with the flow and move beyond it. There is hope of breaking out of this. And you may question as you are starting this journey. There may be a lot of fear around it, a lot of apprehension, not knowing if you have the right support around you. But there is. You're hearing this message on purpose because it is happening for you. So this is very reflective of the dark night of the soul. So you know it's always darkest before the dawn. This is something you need to work through. There may be feelings of isolation, of loneliness, maybe even haunted by the past or by inner demons. So it is likely not going to be pleasant. And you may question if it's better to be in delusion, like, I don't know how many people, it feels like the majority are still delusional about what's happening or just don't want to see. Because I feel like a lot of people have a sense that something is not right and they're still looking out. They don't have the ability or the trust to look inside, which is that's the saddest thing to me. It's not that we have to go through this, is that some people don't know they have that choice or that ability. Okay, so we can shift this. So we're just talking about the 9 card right now, getting out of this inner prison by doing a lot of meditation, fully open to what you are experiencing. And set the goal low in the beginning, just 5 minutes of meditation. And even though I'm a fan of doing mindfulness practices, if you really want meditation to be something you're doing consistently, it can be hard to commit to a vipassana practice, which is called clear seeing. That's when we sit and we open up to whatever arises. It takes a lot of mental strength to do that. And so sometimes just doing a breathing exercise instead, or doing a walking meditation, something else where the mind is occupied, that can help with focusing the mind. But then I think it's still a really good idea to move more toward Vipassana meditation, because that is where you will see clearly your preferences, your prejudices, where you are blocked, where you need to heal. So I have a lot of meditations that you can do. There's 3 main ones right now that I am suggesting. I will put that in the description or the comments below so I know that you have that, because it is a huge resource for you. And if you need any more guidance, please let me know. So meditation is number one. That's where we are going to experience the most insight and receive solutions on how to move out. Okay, so just remember that we're all dealing with something. All dealing with something right now. There are definitely troubling times happening in the outer world. And my feeling is that this is going to be happening for at least another year. So I was saying last year on my newsletter, we're just going through the labor pains right now. Like, we're not there yet. We're going to start to feel a quickening at some point, and then may still need to deal with healing after. And I don't know what that is exactly. I'm not even wanting to tap into what that is exactly. I don't like projecting. I don't want to project that at all. I don't want to predict it either and send fear. But definitely still feeling like there are things happening in the economy. This is also my mind telling me there is something going on, because you could obviously see it. But again, try not to be afraid. Control what you can. And this is all strength from the inside that you are pulling from. See your light, your purpose, and how you can help the world heal as well. So for many of us, this healing needs to happen in order to help others. And it's not, again, being on our megaphone, shouting out or fighting others to help them. It's more living your life and modeling. And at some point, I really hope people will stop looking at just the horrible, miserable things and start looking at the people who are happy and wondering, how can they feel this way? And how can I feel this way too? So that may be your role, friends. Okay, so very practical. With the meditation, that's a lot of emotional, energetic work. But this can be facilitated by physical clearing as well. So this is a very good time for doing a detox. I have a 7-day program. If you are needing to make big changes in your diet and lifestyle, I highly recommend that. But even just drinking more water than usual, even having just your mornings where you drink water and eat fruit, that is giving your digestive system a huge break. But I do suggest doing more. So if you can do like a fruit fast for one whole day, that is going to help reset your digestion. Again, we need to clear. I'm a huge fan of enemas when things get really bad. A probiotic enema is a good idea. So you're not just flushing your colon, but also replenishing it with the good bacteria. So let me know if you need any help on resources for that. There are so many herbal teas that could help you, herbal supplements. I have a few kits that can help with that as well. Essential oils and blends. Peppermint and orange, rubbing that on your belly and your low back every evening and morning will help keep peristalsis happening. So you're just aiding the body in its natural ability to detox, to move toxins and waste out of the body. But in times like this where it is so fast and there's a lot there, you may be needing more help than usual. So look to nature, look to these resources. Hello, Rachel, it's great to see you here. I'm talking about detoxing now. So definitely look into that. All right. So we just have a couple more minutes, and I still want to check in to see if there is anything else coming through. Excuse me, I thought I was organized. Oh, so this is also reminding me that clearing your space is important. I have so much stuff around me and it's disorienting. So clearing your personal space too is a very, very good idea. I had to stop everything on Saturday and I cleared out around our washing machine and dryer. I also cleaned my meditation space, which, yeah, how can you how can you meditate well when there's like all this crap around? I don't know. I just wasn't seeing it. Again, not seeing it. I can now. So let us just spend a few more minutes here. I'm just going to use the rattle to help get me into a state of receptivity. Okay. Yeah, so this is reminding me that as we're healing, there is also this integration that's happening as well, this unity that's happening as well. And I will share a bit. So this morning I did a power dance with my power animal spirits, and I was drumming, and it brought me automatically into a shamanic journey. So I found myself in the lower world, and they're telling me to share this with you now. I didn't know if it was just going to be personal for me, but they are saying to share it. So I was with my animal spirits, and I was just feeling very embodied because I had been very much in my head. So it was clearing a lot of tension that I was feeling. There was still a knot at the junction of my upper back and my neck. And this is where I was feeling all this lymph congestion was around here. And so I was trying to put myself in a position as I was dancing to help open this up. And then in this vision, in the lower world, I looked over and saw the goddess Caradwyn, who is very prominent in Celtic shamanism. So she helps to initiate shamans in Celtic shamanism. And I have sought her guidance before in journeys. This is the first time she's ever just popped up for me without me seeking. And so I saw her, acknowledged her, and followed her into these woods where she had her cauldron. And I was asked to look inside. And this is going to sound very morbid, especially after I was saying that I was creeped out by some of the movie previews. But I saw my head floating in the water of this cauldron, and she picked it up and put it back on my head, and I felt that there was energy moving down from the head into my body, and there was this integration. And swirling my head around, I felt free again. So it was this severing that needed to happen, and to see these separate parts. And in shamanism, I could open my eyes now. There is this theme of severed heads, especially in Celtic shamanism. And it does not feel morbid to me at all. So it does not feel that way to me. It's more of symbolism. So I am someone who is very freaked out super easily. Like, again, just watching movie previews, I'm like, oh my God, and now I can't sleep. This does not scare me. So it's the symbolism. And especially in the time of the Druids, like they felt that a severed head symbolized that they were capturing the spirit of the person. This is in wars and stuff. So maybe not the Druids, but other people during that time who fought, the warriors, that they would capture the heads because they were then capturing the soul and the spirit of the person. So to see my head here, my spiritual self, and then putting that back on my head and seeing that integration, and then actually feeling the embodiment. And then she was saying, and now it's bringing me to tears, that you're whole. You're whole, you're complete. And this was initiation. She was saying you are ready. You're ready to teach this. So, your journey may be completely different, but just saying be open to whatever comes up for you. That is the main message that's coming through here. So be open to whatever is coming up for you on this healing journey. Know that there is support all around you. I am here to help you if you need it. If it's not just with personal help, I can guide you to other resources. So before we end, let's, I will pick a goddess card. Let me just shuffle a bit here. Okay, we're just seeing if there's one goddess here who's going to come forward to advise our group. Okay. Ooh, I was wondering if Caradwyn was going to come forward. It's not her, but Hecate. Crossroads. So crossroads, meaning there's different paths. So I will read the poem that goes with her, because all of these poems are so beautiful. Okay, let me show this to you one more time. So she is considered one of the triple goddesses. She has this hound with 3 heads here, and there's 3 paths. I sit in the blackness of the dark moon night with my hounds at the crossroads, where 3 roads converge. At the crossroads, the place of choice. All paths lead to the crossroads, and all are desirable, but only one can you travel, only one can you choose. Choice creates endings, and all beginnings come from endings at the crossroads. Which one will you choose? Which way will you go? Which? Though the choice is yours, here's a secret I'll share. The way to choose is to enter the void. The way to choose is to let die. The way to choose is to fly free. So we're talking about inner freedom. That's how I interpret it. So making a choice. Think about what that means for you. Perhaps it's with this healing journey. Maybe it's something else that comes up for you as you hear this. So I'm eager to hear how this resonated with you, if you got any insights that are helping to lead you right now. So I will be popping in. I'll put up a picture of all of these cards for our group, some more words to help you process. Remember, processing needs to happen. We need to clear from everywhere. So clearing our mind of unhelpful thoughts and beliefs, clearing the trauma that we have held inside us, clearing waste, clearing from our skin, from our lungs, from our bowels, from our eyes, letting yourself cry. Let everything go. All right, friends. So thank you very much for being receptive to all of this. I am here with you. We are all doing this together. So next week we will be doing our heart healing meditation. So continuing this clearing, this healing. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care.